former president, he briefly took the stand today, the witness stand in the New York civil fraud trial. It came at the judge's orders after the defendant said this during a break in testimony by his former lawyer and fixer Michael Cohen.
This judge is a very partisan judge, with a person who's very partisan sitting alongside of him, perhaps even much more partisan than he is.
As you know, the former president is already under a gag order barring him from attacking the judge and the judge's staff, in particular the judge's clerk. He's already been fined $5,000 for violating that order. So when the court returned, the judge called him to the stand where Trump insisted he was not talking about the clerk who sits to the judge's right. Instead, the former president claimed he was referring to Michael Cohen in the witness chair to the judge's left. Now, the judge replying, quote, "I find that the witness is not credible," and fining him $10,000 in response. Joining us now is CNN legal analyst and former criminal defense attorney Joey Jackson, and CNN's Kaitlan Collins, host of The Source, coming up at the top of the next hour. So, Joey, how unusual is it for a judge to haul a civil defendant up to the witness stand, listen to what he has to say, and then deem him not credible and fine him?
Yeah, Anderson, it doesn't happen that often. And obviously it does happen. It happened here, but it's certainly a significant step for a judge to do that. And so think about what happened here. Number one, the judge issued a determination that there was a violation of the gag order. But more importantly, the judge held Mr. Trump accountable for that violation, accountable to the tune of what he understands, and that is money. And so I think what the judge is doing by doing that, and I'll get to the credibility determination momentarily, is saying, look, what I say matters. If there's a gag order, you're going to follow it. And so I'm going to hold you accountable now, and I'm going to deter you in the future from even thinking about violating my order. As to the finding of no credibility by Mr. Trump, that's huge, too. Think about the case we're talking about. Credibility is everything in a case like this, where you're running a company and you're alleged to have engaged in persistent fraud. If a judge deems you not credible for something as simple as who you're referring to, think about what the judge might be believing with respect to testimony involving this company and the fraud that they're accused of. And so a wholly significant development by all accounts with respect to the merits of the case and with regards to him not abiding, Mr. Trump, that is, by the order that the judge imposed.
And Kaitlan, any sense how this is going over in the Trump orbit?
Well, I mean, I can guarantee you that when they all woke up this morning, Trump's legal team and Trump himself, they did not think he would actually be called to the stand today. But this is a result of, nearly every day when he has gone into the courtroom here in Manhattan, he has spoken to reporters, railing against the attorney general here in New York, going off on the judge. Of course, what the judge believed, going off on one of his law clerks again today after he had already posted pictures of her. That was the reason he got that first fine. It was kind of seen as a technicality because he left the post up on his campaign website, but deleted it from his Truth Social. And I think the $15,000